So, let me see if I can get this straight after the past 2 days. I'm really trying to process all of this and see what the fuck is going on here in this goddamn sector, this Umar Johnson sector. So, let me see if I can get this right. There are actually people out here that believe Umar Johnson is a scam artist. There are people out there that think FDMG is a scam. There are people out there who seriously believe that a guy like Dr. Umar Johnson is a detriment to the black community. There are people out there who are against fraud in the black community. And there are the same exact people, well, at least some for now, but there are some of the same exact people who have the same exact ideologies. These same people seriously allowed a well-known scam artist who pled guilty to wire fraud, in which the black community was the main target, in which this same man spent 6 years of his life for wire fraud to the black community. They allowed this same exact man into their circle. They allowed this man to be on their panels. They allowed this man to speak. We seriously have people doing this. Now, for those of you who've been living under a rock in this sector, I'm talking about this dude called Frederick Douglass Scott. Now, granted, let me first off by saying this. From what I heard in the past 2 days, pretty much from what I understand, when this guy is on these certain panels with these Umar Johnson is a scammer group, from what I understand, this guy mainly talks about or gives advice about financial stuff, business stuff, credit and all that. So it's not fair for me to say that this guy actually was joining the discussion of Umar Johnson being a scammer. Again, I can't verify that because I don't really watch a lot of those panels all the time. I may watch from time to time, but it's really not something that I constantly watch. So I really can't say that. But my thing is this. For the people who are against fraud, who are against people who are a detriment to the black community, for all these people that have these ideologies, how can you allow a man like that into your circle? And on top of that, once this guy is getting called out by certain other people, these same people are so quick to defend this man, to cape for this man, to kind of push what he has done back then under the rug. Now, there's some people that's going to say, well, is this Frederick Scott guy, is he scamming now? Me personally, I don't know. And it's not fair for me to come out here and say that the guy is scamming today, because for me, I really can't verify that. I can't verify that right now. So I pretty much want to be fair to this man as much as I can. But at the same time, it's like, again, how come these people did not think for 1 second that this will be a good look, or no one wasn't going to say anything about this? And it absolutely blows my mind. It really does. Now, there are also people that's going to say, oh, well, like the reason why he got in jail is because of the white man and all this other stuff. And it's like, look, you guys love to use the race card when it's convenient for you, because if Umar Johnson wants to use the race card, you guys are so quick to bash him and says, "Oh man, here he goes with the pimping of the black community. He's using black people's emotions to get money, yada yada yada." But once it's convenient for you guys are so quick to use that race card. The hypocrisy is so at an all-time high right now. And it's stuff like this why, once again, I can't take you guys seriously. I just can't. This makes absolutely no sense. Like, who in the world thinks that this is a good look? I don't understand. And again, people are going to say, well, is he scamming now? If he's not scamming, fine. But it's the principle of the thing. How can you guys come up here and say that you're against fraud and all this other stuff, but yet you allow a man like this into y'all circle? The same type of feelings you have about Umar Johnson, that was pimping the black community, stole from the black community, became a detriment to the black community. This Frederick D Scott guy was the same thing. He is something that you guys complain about, that you guys make hours upon hours of videos on, hours upon hours of live streams about this man. You allow this man in your circle. I'm just blown away. So I'm pretty much going to give I guess you'll say an over the top analogy, and I'm only using these analogies just to bring home my point. If there's a group of people that's strongly against rape, obviously everybody should be against rape, but I'm just saying, let's say there's a group of people that's against rape. Can we honestly say it's a good look to bring a former rapist into their circle, even if they're not raping anybody at the moment? It's not a good look. You can't be associated with stuff like that. And that brings me to the False Prophets YouTube channel. For those of you who are not aware of what the False Prophets YouTube channel is, it's basically a channel that's dedicated to Jay Morrison and his fuck shit, right? And this Frederick D Scott guy was making videos calling out Jay Morrison for his fuck shit too. But see, what False Prophets did, unlike you anti-Umar Johnson people, False Prophets had to call that shit out and make it be known that we are not associated with this dude at all. And what False Prophets end up doing was they made about 3 videos exposing this dude, letting the world know who this guy is, and they let it be known that, look, we're pretty much a channel that's not going to be messing around with this dude. This dude's not associated with us. We don't want any parts of him. We don't want any of that. That's what the False Prophets YouTube channel did. And again, like, it just blows my fucking mind that you anti-Umar Johnson people wasn't having that same type of integrity. And that's why I keep saying I can't take y'all seriously. It is ridiculous. And that brings me up to my last point. My very last point. And again, we really have to start thinking this way at this point. So correct me if I'm wrong. This Frederick D Scott guy started, I guess, using his scamming stuff back in 2011. And this dude got caught up in 2013. So we're pretty much talking at least 2 years. This dude was able to get caught in 2 years. He got away with the scam in 2 years. So let me get this straight. Again, how is it that this man gets caught in 2 years, but a guy y'all think is scamming in Umar Johnson is still out in these streets after, in what you guys say, 11 years? How? In the information age, how is it that this Frederick Scott guy gets caught in 2 years, but Umar Johnson is still out in these streets for 11 years? And you guys are so adamant that the dude's scamming, but he hasn't been arrested. He hasn't been indicted. He hasn't been sent to prison after 11 years. But this Frederick Scott guy who is worth more than Umar Johnson allegedly gets caught in 2 years and his main demographic was black people? How is that possible? And so that brings me up to, again, is Umar Johnson really a scammer, or at least a FDMG school? Is the FDMG school really a scam, y'all? Frederick Scott got caught in 2 years. Umar Johnson is still running these streets after 11 years. The excuses are running out. It makes no logical sense. And that's why I keep saying to myself, there's something deeper going on with this school as far as why it's taking so long and why Umar Johnson seems very stubborn to not get help like I think he should, or what a lot of us think he should get. And as I keep saying, the conclusion I have is that he's over his head. That's what it comes down to. Because again, if he's really scamming, what's taking so long? It's been 11 years. But this Frederick D Scott guy got caught in 2 years. Come the fuck on, y'all. The excuses are running out. It really, really is. It really, really is. And again, if it turned out if Umar Johnson was scamming, I don't have a problem coming on here and admitting that I'm wrong. But the logic doesn't make any sense, y'all. 11 years and this dude gets caught in 2 years? Make it make sense. Make it make sense.